Who gave her a mic? Podcast. Who gave her a mic? Podcast. Who gave her a mic? Podcast. From reality to spilling tea. Seriously, who gave her a mic?
Welcome back to Who Gave Her a Mic podcast. I'm Melissa.
And I'm Alex.
We're just two millennial moms who have too much to say about reality TV. And today we're going to be covering Love Island USA Season 7, Episodes 9 and 10. Now, before we dive in, should we spill some tea?
Always got the tea.
Spill the tea. All right, I did some research because I saw some things. I heard some things and I saw some things, and I had to learn some more. But if you think back to the Shelley and Amaya fight, do we even call it a fight? The disagreement they had.
Disagree. I would say it's a disagreement on Amaya's end because I felt like she was kind of just upset at the situation with Ace. I don't really think it was more directed towards Shelley at all.
Yeah, I would agree. And then she said, she said something that kind of caught me. I didn't catch it the first time. Someone mentioned it, and I went back. I was like, oh my gosh. She says, I thought we had a friendship, us knowing each other outside of all of this. Apparently, they know each other and have interacted.
Shelley just be knowing everybody.
Right? That's what okay. So that kind of explains a lot, right? She came in and Shelley tells her that she's coupled with Austin and she's talking to Ace. So who does Amaya go after? Austin and Ace.
Oh, interesting.
See? And she kisses Austin on the pier during that meditation date. She didn't even tell Shelley.
Yeah, she didn't.
She didn't know. And Ace even told Amaya that he was feeling out Shelley. So the fact that she was mad about them and like didn't know, but the fact that you know me outside of this, why would you do that to me? But Shelley's like,
yeah,
you. And so since
that's not cool,
I saw that they knew each other, I had to do some more diving because I was like, how does this chick know all these people? And apparently all these people go to the same casting calls. All these not Love Island specific, but like all these.
All of it.
So they all kind of run in the same group. People know each other. They all know, like the casting agents know these people, know who to put together to kind of create tension and drama, which it's the bubble a little bit, but it makes sense.
This is true. It's like a more enhanced version of like a Big Brother or Survivor, where those ones are truly like people auditioning random people, but these people are like, it is for a show. I mean, you know, some of it I do think is a little scripted because there's some things where it's just like that the producers know how to do, like with those games that they pull out, they know what buttons to push in what area. Yeah, they know what they're doing. So I mean, it doesn't necessarily surprise me, but I do wish that they would be a little bit better on that. Like, don't have people that like legitimately know each other be in this like really, really know each other, because then you're just
one, maybe even two, but it's like kind of starting to be like we're removing the what's the word I'm looking for? The allure of these people who don't know each other meeting in this setting, and which
it's kind of losing its charisma when people know each other, because then it's like, okay, well, you know that person, then it's not organic. You already know them, so there's already a relationship built.
Shelley, like they've met, and
well, especially Ace. I mean, she actually slept with him outside the house, so it's kind of like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, from what I've heard, they like hooked up. It wasn't just, but I mean, okay, this is rumor, you know, I won't say it's, you know.
Well, everything is rumor and everything is suspect too.
Right. So it's speculation, but there has been people that have come out and said that they slept together.
I didn't know
for
that.
sure. Yes.
That explains why she was like, her face when he walked in, she was just like, more than like, I've met you before. Like that would, interesting.
Yeah, more than I just was talking and maybe sent a nude or two.
Yeah. Austin.
Like Austin.
I got a lot to say about Austin this week. That's all I'm gonna.
Oh, Austin. Oh my.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting. So to go back and see that they knew each other, and then the fact that she kissed Austin, Amaya kissed Austin, didn't say anything to Shelly, was getting mad at Shelly and Ace about whatever they had going on. I feel like she had no room to talk. I feel like it was just
It was unnecessary drama.
It's just drama. It
I
is
don't
what it
even
is.
think Shelly knows that Austin and Amaya kissed.
That's what I'm
Still,
saying. Like Amaya didn't tell her, Austin didn't tell her. Shelly has no clue that Austin and Amaya
yeah,
kissed.
like she's gonna be blindsided when she sees it.
Right?
She's like, you didn't say anything.
Tell her. I feel like because she told somebody or Austin told somebody. I don't know. She's got to find out, and I don't think she's gonna care. Really.
Yeah,
She's
I don't
not
think she's
mad
gonna
at
care either.
Austin. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Good that one. And then the next piece of tea is that okay, like I said, everything is speculation. I don't have proof.
Right.
It's just what I see. Did you hear the rumor that Taylor has a girlfriend outside of all this?
No, I didn't hear that.
Yes. So supposedly some chick went on to TikTok, posted a screenshot of a text. There's no like what's that called? Contact picture. There's no name. It's just one long text that said somebody had dropped out of the season. Love Island contacted him. They needed somebody to fill the spot. So he's going to go, and it's going to, hopefully he can, project his modeling career, get a leg up, and then he's going to.
Taylor, a model?
Taylor. Yeah. Yeah. He's going to like use it to like, gain traction for his modeling, and he's going to come back to her, and that's all. Yeah, I'm going to come back to you. So I think it's just some girl chasing clout, but it's just an interesting theory considering the way he had been acting around Belandria. He was very kind of like hands off.
Yeah. Modeling career?
So, I don't know.
I'm like, that's a stretch.
Give any credence to it because, like I said, there was no chat or a contact picture. There's no name.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. If that were to be like your significant other, you would assume that you'd have like at least a picture of him like on his contact.
Something. Nope, just the chat. Like it's cropped, so it's just that chat of. So I don't know.
That could be anybody. That could literally, it could be any person on that chat.
I could do that. Tell you to screenshot it. And be like,
I know, right? Show me the number. No, I'm just kidding.
Right? I mean,
show me the facts, please.
You can't see the name. Yeah. If you cut it off, you would never know who.
No, you wouldn't. You'd have no idea. It's not like it's a letter you could trace their writing or something, like some people do with their detective work.
Who knows? So I don't believe it, but it was definitely been around the ringer a few times enough that I was like, that's kind of interesting. And
yeah, that is.
Things, but time will tell. This week had him change, that's for sure. So
this week's been really been very interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right, one last thing before we can move on, and that's about koalas and chlamydia.
Oh boy.
I didn't have to do the research. Social media did it for me. Sierra was not wrong. She was just misinformed slightly. So koalas. And what's funny is as I was reading this, I was like, I do remember learning about this a long time ago, but it just at the time didn't think about it. Koalas do carry chlamydia. It's just not the strain that we as humans carry.
Yeah, correct. Yes. Yeah. We didn't get chlamydia from koala.
Right. So where the rest of that came from, who knows? But that was definitely like as I was scrolling Facebook, more than once there was an article about humans and STDs.
There would be. Oh my God. So everyone's like, all right, I really need to do research on this now.
It's like, hey, I didn't have to look it up. I just read it and I was like, oh, I remember that. So
yeah. I will say Hannah stating that she's becoming a doctor worries me with the manatee comment. I was like,
oh yeah, it's like, hello. Yeah.
What are you
just ignorance and age for her? But
I hope.
It's like, doctor, I've had issues. Have you been around any manatees lately? No. Okay, never mind. I gotta call someone else.
Okay. Let me phone a friend.
Phone a friend. All right. So we're gonna go into episode 9, and I think the beginning we have that breakfast showdown between Ace and Austin and Amaya, where Ace, well, or no, I'm sorry, did I say Ace? Ace, Shelly, and Austin. And
Yeah.
if I remember correctly, wasn't Shelly making breakfast for? Yeah. Oh no. I'm sorry. I was thinking of the yoga date where he tells her
Yes.
to. Yeah. So yeah. So Ace made the breakfast for Shelly, the hibachi breakfast. You want to do the hibachi breakfast?
Hibachi breakfast. Yeah.
And then Austin brought up breakfast for her anyway.
That
And
was G.
they're all like, did he just take her breakfast? And I'm like, what do you expect? Like, they're coupled up. You are not coupled up with her.
Yep.
You didn't
Honestly,
talk
that
to
was so
her.
boss of Austin. That was so great. I was like,
He gave her props, right? Yeah, he was like, gave him props.
Ace did. He was like, I can't hate you, man. Like,
So, yeah, that's kind of leads to Amaya and Austin having a chat. And I kind of feel bad for Austin because he's just like, Ace had all this time to pick Shelly and he
yeah.
didn't pick Shelly. He's picked other people and then he keeps coming in and he's stepping on Austin's toes. And I feel bad because Austin's really trying and Shelly's just kind of like letting the Ace thing happen. But
Yeah, I don't want to say this because I feel like it's true. I just feel like Ace doesn't really have anyone in the house, and so he's kind of just trying to keep Shelly like there so that she's always a possibility.
yes,
And
I was gonna say
I
same
don't
thing.
like it. Yeah, I don't like it because it's like because I feel bad for Austin and I also feel bad for Shelly because it's like you're starting to actually think you really like this guy when I don't think he really likes you. He's just more keeping you as an option versus like a decision, like a choice.
And that's why he didn't exactly. That's why he didn't pick her. I think if he picked her, he had to commit to her, in
Yep.
all sense of the word. And if he committed to her on the island, and bombshells come in, he's kind of stuck. So it's like
Yes.
here he picks someone else. She's still there. He still pick her later, but he's still open to, which is
Yeah.
really funny for Shelly. And for a while, I thought Shelly wasn't feeling Ace until these 2 episodes because she really wasn't entertaining it. She was talking to Austin a lot, and then all of a sudden, these 2 episodes, she's like doing all the dates with Ace, and she even like
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't know if she kind of got turned off or got the ick with Austin all of a sudden and was like, I'm moving on, or I really don't know. I can't get a feel on her still.
Yeah,
So
I still don't know what the switch up was. I feel like there was maybe something we didn't see because
yeah,
I just feel like all of a sudden it was like Austin, 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 and now it's like, oh no, Austin or Ace, Austin or Ace, and I'm like, wait, when did Ace become a thing? Like, you basically like I thought you were just done with him because he was just playing games or whatever you thought
yeah.
because he was with Amaya and he was
Well,
still talking to everyone else and
she seemed like she didn't want to entertain it because they had the opportunity outside of the island to entertain it back when
yeah,
they first met, and they didn't because of the distance. So I feel like she was kind of leaning into that already. She was kind of like, we already did this. You're kind of far. We already determined this was going to be an issue. So why am I going to put all my eggs in your basket to leave and have the same issue that I didn't like from the get-go? Because if we
yeah,
really wanted to
exactly.
make it work, we could have, and we didn't. That's my theory on it.
No, I agree. I honestly just think at this point he's just using her as an option. Like he wants to keep
Yeah,
her just to
absolutely.
make sure that he's not going to go home. And that's all it is.
Yeah. And here I have another theory. I think that Ace is into Huda.
I think he's into Huda too.
And that's why he's so salty about her and Jeremiah, or even in general. He mentioned something about, I think in the last episode, he mentioned something about people that get into it into day one, it's just fake. So I think he's into Huda, and I think he's just waiting. So he's keeping Shelly at a distance, arm's length, if you will, and then
Yeah.
like he's just kind of holding everything out at it. Yeah.
I thought he was interested in Huda too. Something actually I didn't notice, but I saw a video on it, and it was in regards to Huda on the poll. But the bunch of people were saying the way that Ace looked at her when she was on the poll, they were like, he's never looked at anybody the same way. And I did a slow mo on it because I went like, I mean, everyone was like watching, right? But then when I zoomed in on his face, it was like he was, I don't even know, like he was so captivated by her. It was crazy. Like,
I really think he likes her. I really think.
I think he likes her too. Why? I don't know. But he definitely feels her some type of way, and I do think that's why he is very salty about the Jeremiah
Really.
situation.
Yeah. And how everything got so quick and locked in so quick. Yeah. So speaking of Huda, Huda tells Nick about her daughter finally, and
Mm-hmm.
it was well received. We were right. He said he was excited or jealous,
Yeah,
which I thought was kind of cute, you know. And then we learned that he donated sperm to a
his sperm.
family in need.
Yeah,
I was like, that is so cool. Like I
that
really like
is.
Nick. Nick is like he's funny, he's down to earth, and
He seems like a very genuine person. Like what you
yeah,
see is who he actually is as a complete person, and
yeah,
I love that. The
he's
fact that he
yeah,
was able to do that for somebody that takes not just such maturity, but that takes such a good-hearted person to be able to do that for somebody else
yeah.
is like that's 10 out of 10 outstanding. Like you have
Especially
completely
because he
green
was like
flags.
so concerned about future relationships having issues, like with him having kids, essentially. Or
Yeah,
sorry, I have a cat in here.
no, you're fine.
It's scared me. Kids in out there in the world, like and it's a genuine concern. Like I thought about it, like how would I feel knowing, like, I mean, I have kids now, like if they had siblings out there that they didn't know, like it's different, but it's definitely like I commend his concern for future relationships to be concerned about that. How many times can you
Yeah,
say
absolutely. As a mom, I get that 100%, and I think that I don't think somebody should have a problem with that, because I think that what he did is way beyond, I think, somebody who maybe doesn't have that type of maturity. I think it's way beyond their understanding.
oh
Like,
yeah,
especially in his position, like he did something out of the kindness of his heart. So if anyone couldn't look past that, that would be crazy.
for sure, because it wasn't like he just did it to like make money or whatever, which I
Yeah,
no shame in anyone's game, but
right.
he knew these people, knew that they were struggling, and he was just like, here, like that's a lot. That's a lot to give to somebody,
Yeah.
to piece of
Oh
you,
no, it is. That's that. It reminds me of, like Friends with Phoebe when she, lets,
Oh yeah,
has the babies for her brother
the
and his wife.
brother, yeah,
It's a very big, and you have to think about it. There wasn't something that he obviously was just like, yeah, here, take my sperm. He
yeah,
actually thought about it, and he came up with that decision, and I commend him for that. When I heard that, he had so much of my respect. I was
yeah,
like, that's great. And I also want to add that I absolutely love the way that he told Jeremiah the absolute truth.
yeah.
Like the way
It
that
was
he
like the
also
same
said
thing
it
that
to.
Landry was saying.
Yeah, there's no disrespect, but he was basically like, yeah, like that. You have to understand that, and I like how he also said in the, well, I guess diary room or whatever, that, that she said something, even though most men consider it baggage, which it is. It doesn't matter, if the dad's in the child's life or not. When you have kids and you're a single mom, it is considered baggage.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that it's called that because it's such a
Yeah,
negative
it
connotation, but
it
it
really
is.
is. But
Yeah, the package
you
deal.
know, yeah, it is. You're a package deal. And like most people say, when people have trauma, that's essentially baggage if you bring it into a relationship. But it is negative, but the best thing to do, the best thing he did was give his friend true advice, because I
Yeah,
think Landria doing it too was still great. But I think coming from a guy's perspective, it's always different than if a female is telling you that. That's just
for sure. Yeah,
unfortunately double
that's
standards,
like his and you could see Jeremiah's like mood shift when he was like, "Oh, that's you think that's cool?" Like because Jeremiah's been kind of in his head about it.
Yeah.
And which really, he said that he's like, I've been thinking about this for 3 days. And it kind of puts it in perspective how quick things are moving there. Cause you're like,
Yes.
oh, this has been like 2 weeks. It's like, it's only been 3 days, 3 days.
Yeah, it's been what? They've been there 10 days? 10,
Yeah,
11
I think
days?
so. Yeah, not that long. Yeah. Although it feels like it's been a while.
Yeah, well,
Well,
because, you know, they're like, again, they're doing the 24-hour thing. So it's kind of hard to judge like their version of time versus like what we're actually seeing. So,
yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, Nick had some good advice too. I think I liked how he touched on not just the I hate calling it baggage. It's such a negative word. Not necessarily like the package deal that comes with a
yeah.
mom, but like even the relationship with the dad. Like if
Yep.
the mom and their dad are there's gonna be that there, and there's like you're gonna have to get past that. Like that has to happen because there's a child
Absolutely.
with two seemingly responsible parents. I don't know. I'm not in the
Seemingly
situation.
responsible parents.
I would like
But
to
yeah, they're,
assume that everybody has
yeah,
that situation.
right.
I know I'm
You're
not.
like, yeah, we want to assume that most people are trying to be good parents.
Yes.
We understand not everyone is, you know, everyone tries their best. But yeah, I agree. I think him saying, you know, about her ex, because it is something, you know, especially when you have a positive co-parenting relationship, it is something you have
Better
to
ways.
now, you know, you have to navigate, you know, and I completely understand that. It is different, but you know, it just comes with respect, you know, understanding that she's not trying to make you a dad. Like
Yeah.
she has it, you know, her daughter has a dad.
You're
So
just
it's, you
gonna
know,
be there in this. You're gonna have a different role
role.
because
Yes.
he has a child, but you're not there to be dad. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Yes.
Sorry, I mean to cut you off. I was just
No, you're good. No, it's hard to explain without making it sound like negative. Cause like
it's
coming
her.
from split parents myself, and like I absolutely adore my stepdad. It's, you know, and I understand, you know, my mom wasn't trying to fill the role of my dad, you know what I
Right.
mean? But
Yeah.
she picked a great guy. So it is
Yeah.
one of those things where it's just like, you know, I understand where she's coming from. She's not saying, you know, you need to be, you know, a father to my daughter, but she comes with me. So you have to understand it's together. And that's what, you know, Nick was basically
It
trying to
reminded
tell
me
him.
of have you ever watched The Office?
Yeah, of course. All
When
the time.
Kelly and Daryl are dating, and Kelly's like, "What are you doing tonight?" And Daryl's like, "Oh, I'm gonna be with my daughter." And she's like, "You're gonna have to choose. It's her or me." And he's like, "No question." He's like, "Oh, my daughter." And like, I don't know why that reminded me because she's like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna choose my daughter. And so I always think
Right.
of that, like, no question about it, my daughter.
Yeah, my daughter. Duh. Like, who are you?
Duh. So yeah, that was a good chat. But then we moved into Taylor set up a little dance lesson with Ace for Alandria. A little 1, 2, cha cha cha.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Everybody watching was so awkward. Like I would not be able to stand up there and like
Why was everyone watching? Like, why did you do
they're
that?
all like clapping out of time. They're like it's killing me.
That was like watching kids like try to figure out like what they were trying to do
Yeah.
in the class, and it just like wasn't working.
Like I don't know if that was the musician in me, but it was just like, oh, this is killing me because it's just. But we got at a little Taylor and Orlandria and make out of it, which I thought was kind of cute, and it seemed genuine. It didn't seem forced. Like some of them
Yeah, it
seemed
didn't seem
so.
forced.
It was just cute. I was like, there we go. That's what she wants. She wants you to kind of put forth the physical effort into your relationship.
Which he should be doing.
Yeah. You're
I
in
mean,
this
it's like
bubble.
you're in Love Island.
Yeah,
Come on. Like,
exactly.
give her something, just like a little bit.
Exactly. So yeah, I liked that. I liked seeing that. I liked seeing Taylor do a little more this episode for her. His
Yeah,
little dates are so cute. The little and Ace.
I like all their little
I feel like we saw a
dates.
different side of Ace as a dance instructor. It was
Yeah,
kind of
that
cool.
was that oh, you know what's crazy? That reminds me. So apparently what I just found out about Ace. Apparently from somebody like diving into his entire being, which, well, you know, a little stalkerish in my opinion, but okay, I'll still read the information. He actually does live TikTok dance videos for people in India. And I was like, are you serious? That's so cool.
But he's a dance instructor.
Yeah, but I didn't know until I saw the videos. And then I was just like, oh my God, he wasn't.
Yeah. Like, I haven't seen it. I've seen like snips of them. I haven't seen like a full.
Yeah, I saw a full one. And I was like, I was just shocked. I just didn't, I mean, like when you hear someone say that, I mean, you know what I mean? It's not like, okay, you're dancing, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
But it was impressive. And I guess he also donates most of all of the money he gets from those videos to those families.
Oh, I didn't know that. Like the
families that he's doing. Yep, that the families that he teaches, all the videos, all the money that he makes on live and stuff, he actually gives it to them.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, you can add a little tick in the box for Ace.
Yeah, I agree. So
I'll give him that.
It made me like him a little bit more. I was like, okay, so maybe that's why you have this more laid back attitude, because like you actually can be what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's why it comes off as like the cool guy, like, oh,
He definitely he has that like air about it. Like I'll get into it when I'm talking like about with Iris, where he's just like, I don't know, it's like
he has that aura.
Yeah. I don't know.
And he feeds in. He lets people feed into it. It's like it's kind of like, I don't want to say an ego boost, because that's not what it is. Ego boosting would be like telling him he's like, super handsome and stuff. But for some reason, he has this captivating thing where anybody that he's talking to instantly loves him. Like not loves him, but was like, so happy. And so I don't know what it is about him, or if it's just like
outgoing, and he's very like safe feeling. I think when we first met him at the beginning of the season, I was like, okay, I like Ace. He's bubbly, he's outgoing, he seems like a guy that would be fun to hang around. And then it's just kind of like, ooh, went down a hill after that. And I don't know if that's editing, if he's turning into the villain. I don't know. It's hard.
The editing is hard too, because it's like when you see the other stuff people are pulling from like their socials and all of that stuff, it's like, okay, maybe he's a different person than what they're portraying, which I get it. I understand that, some of the things they need to do for the show. And usually on Love Island, there is a couple villains, whether they be male or female, there always is. So I feel like the stuff with Amaya made him look really bad. And they definitely played off that. But from everything else, when he's talking to people, it really seems like he's just a great guy. Like he just really is.
Yeah. And I think that's what's hard for everybody to kind of like come to terms with him being the way he is. Cause it's like such a like contrast to what we got in the beginning to now. It's just like, is this a game? Is this some persona he's put on? Is this him? Are we just seeing a different side of him now that he doesn't have to impress anybody? It's like, does he feel comfortable knowing that at the end of the day he's not going anywhere because somebody's going to pick him for a couple? So is he coming out of his shell in a bad way?
I mean, maybe. It's hard to tell. Some of these people I just don't know. Like, it's just there hasn't been enough days for me to be like, yeah, no, they're just playing. Like, that's a personality they're just portraying to everybody so they can look a certain way. It's hard right now because some of these people are like very genuine, and other ones I'm just like, I need to see more. I need to see more of you to kind of come up with a good assessment on who you are as like a person.
Yeah, a lot of people are not into Ace, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, no, he gets a lot of hate for sure.
Yeah, so a lot of people are trying to see if they can vote him off too. I was reading, and just I don't know. He comes on. I feel like he comes on strong with Shelly, or even with anybody new he meets, for being a slow burner. Because he's just like, what are you doing tomorrow? Well, tomorrow you're doing this. I don't care what you're doing. Shelly was in the middle of making Austin breakfast. Like, in the middle of making Austin breakfast, he walks up and tells her, stop what you're doing. Go get ready for a yoga date. And like, do you have no respect for like asking her if that's what she wants to do. He's just this like, so for somebody who's like, I'm a slow burner, like he's just so in.
Yeah. I feel like he just says that so that he can get away with things.
Oh, for
That
Samaya, I'm a
he's
slow burner. Don't touch me. Yeah.
Yeah, I
you're
feel
right.
like he just does that. I'm like, stop saying that. It would just be easier if you were just like, I wasn't that into Amina and I didn't want her to touch me, rather than be like, oh, I'm a slow burner and like bringing that up in every conversation. You're not a slow burner. You just want to be able to explore everybody on the island.
Well, and it's like, how do you say
go
you're
from
not
there.
into Maya right after picking her?
Yeah,
You're
that's
gonna have to
that
show
was just weird.
something. You can't just be like all of a sudden like, I just think he picked her so that she could keep Shelly at arm's length, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, so now we're moving on. We got the leather and lace party. So that was putting everybody on the guys first are strapped up, and Austin was having a field day with this. Oh, I've been bad. I've been so bad.
I've never actually seen somebody so eager to be dominated, like on one of the, like, he is totally a submissive. Like, you could totally tell he likes to be dominated. Like, that was just like, Austin, you gave away all your cards. Like, there was no mystery. Like, you wanted to walk on all fours and like, crawl around.
Yes, I've been bad. Yes. Yeah. Oh, he was so into that. Oh my god.
He was. It was weird because of how into it he was, but I mean, he was wearing the chokers. Like, the second I saw him wearing the chokers with the collar, with like the thing, it's like collar. Right? Yeah, it's a collar, so you could be pranced around by, you could be a pet essentially or whatever.
Right. He was just like, he was stoked. Like he
was the most stoked.
Even Ariana on After Sun was talking about how excited he was, because it was just so out, I don't want to say out there, because I'm not gonna stink someone's kink. It was just so out of left field for him.
It was probably not the norm
for him. Like, I just didn't expect that from him. It was just kind of like, oh, it's always the quiet ones.
It is always the quiet ones. Hang on, my volume is not. There we go. Yeah, it was definitely interesting. I was dying laughing for like 10 minutes.
That was so funny. And then I thought it was nice to see the girls kind of be confident and like getting out there and doing their thing without, and it was such a different challenge. Not really a challenge, like a little party.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really call it a challenge, because I feel like the whole point of it was so that the Bombshells could come in.
Yeah, it was just fun. And then so the Bombshells come in. We got Jalen and Pepe, and they turn the boys around.
I can't with the name. Girls. I'm sorry. I just if it's an interesting name like that, I can't.
Oh, he's from Spain.
Oh, right? I know. He's beautiful. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like he got all the girls. Like,
oh yeah. And the amount of times he told us he was a retired professional basketball player.
Oh, I know.
How old is he? How old is? I don't even know how old he is.
I think he was like 26 or 7.
Yeah, which whatever. It is what it is. I'm not gonna. But yeah, I was just like, I got tired of hearing him say that. Like, okay, we get it. Play professional basketball.
Like, you're an athlete.
Cool
Good job.
Yeah. So they all got to kiss the girls, which I thought was very interesting. And then, well, for me, it was funny because the guys couldn't see. So like the moment they like turned those guys around, it was just like such a like, it just set the mood. It was just like,
it was great.
And then tie up the girls, and then and then
they did that perfectly. There was no better way to do that.
Like, I loved it. I was so into it, and then it just all the guys are shaking in their boots, except Ace. When Maya, the fact that when Maya got kissed, when Ace was cheering, I was like, come on, man, like, have some respect.
You know what though? I can't hate on the guy, because it's like, like he doesn't like her that much. Like, he really doesn't like her.
But it's like you don't need to make it known. Like that's like so. Like
I mean, he already
you
slept in
can make
soul
it known. Like
ties.
I mean, to tell them you're not in a couple with her or that you're not feeling her out anymore. But like to cheer like that while she's being kissed, like you finally got rid of her. I felt so bad for her because she's so fun.
I don't feel bad for her because I feel like he basically showed his cards, like when they had that argument on the bridge where he's like,
Yeah.
you're talking with your hands and I'm not even listening to you. That showed you what kind of person he was. So to me,
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised when he did it. I was just kind of like, that's typical. That's typical for somebody that has that kind of personality, which is fine. I mean, there's not how people handle things or react a certain way. It definitely shows age because I know
Yeah.
that Ace is younger. And I think for people like us, we see that as such immaturity. Like you could just not say anything, you know, just let her be kissed,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
But it makes for good TV. Like he's
True.
laughing at her being kissed.
True.
You know, that's where I think some of the stuff has to be scripted a little bit because it was like I was taken aback by the fact that he laughed, like, because it was just not a normal reaction. Like, even if you didn't care for her that much, to laugh was kind of an unnormal reaction to something like that. Like,
Or cheer, yeah, like
what? Or yeah, like cheer. You know, it was
well,
just like
it wasn't like the there was the cheers like yeah, like get her, like kiss her, like go
yeah, like
versus the
haha,
cheer like
like yeah.
yes, she's gone. Like it was just so different. Like finally, I don't know. I just like come on, man. Like a little bit of class. Help me out. Help me out. Help me help you.
I see. I think that's the difference between like generations. Like when you look at
Yeah.
us as millennials, we didn't have all of this stuff. We didn't, I mean, we had TV shows, but we all had like a regular TV with cable.
Yeah.
And, you know, we didn't have cell phone. I mean, we had cell phones, but not like they are now.
No social
Yeah, you know what I
media.
mean? We had
Yeah.
the first computers when we were, you know, barely in like double digits and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I think for us, it's like all the stuff we used to do that was considered like, you know, young, dumb things. Like no one could tell us like that we were being ridiculous. So I try to not judge too much because I
True.
do feel like, wow, that's so immature of you to do on a lot of different instances that I see on these kinds of shows. And that's why I try not to judge because I'm like, I know I've said some pretty dumb things in my 20s, like when I'm not thinking because I don't know enough.
And I do have to
And
remember he's only 22.
yeah, he's 20. So I feel like him doing that, I don't think it was out of malice. I don't think it was him. I do think it was immature if you see it the way like he just wants to get rid of her. I just think that he's just a loud person and a loud personality. And I think that that's just his immature way of saying, like, I don't want her anymore.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying it to the guys that come in saying, yeah, I don't, you know, we're not vibing. We're not good together. So please talk, like chat her up, pull her aside, have a conversation with her. Yeah, I think age really has so much to do with it because Ace is the same age as my brother. And I just think of my brother doing that and it acts with the age.
And I'm sure when I was 22, I've had some choices or responses, inappropriate responses in inappropriate times.
We all do. I mean, we all like that's the whole part of growing up.
You have to
Is,
forget
you know,
that I'm not 22. So I'm like
right,
trying to like
exactly.
remove,
Yes.
you know, so like they are, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. I'll give him a
I
little
know
grace
I
there.
did dumb things when I was 22. I know I said some dumb things when I was 22. That's for sure. So I'm
for
glad that
sure.
there's not a lot of recordings.
I know. You know, it's funny, tangent. On Facebook does those memories.
Yeah.
And I went back and sometimes I see some stuff back when I first had Facebook. I was like 19, 20. And who let me have a Facebook? Who gave her a mic? Because like the stuff that I was posting, like nobody cares, Melissa. Nobody wants to
Right?
hear
No,
that.
I do the
Shut
same
up.
thing.
Get off social media.
Yeah. When I saw like old stuff of me on my old Facebook account and come up, I'd be like, oh, the traffic today is terrible. Or like I'm
Right? I'm so tired
why
of being
are you
sick.
posting that?
Sick again. Or yeah.
Or like I'm so done with this guy. Like, I'm so done with this friend.
Yeah,
like,
the guys.
people are just pissing me off today. Like just the dumbest thing.
I was big into that. I went like, it's just, yeah. So I do try to give them, you're right, I should give them a little more.
Yeah, I try to go
as
based
their
off
age.
age. Yeah, I try to go based off age when somebody's talking. I will like most of the ages I think I have down, but I'm like, okay, that checks out for that person. That checks out for that person.
Yeah.
That's why I get upset when Huda goes, I am more mature because I have a child. No, that does not make you more
Not
mature.
necessarily. Yeah.
Yes, you took on more responsibility, but that doesn't necessarily make you that doesn't mean you matured through life. You still have so much life experience to go through. Having a child, yes, made you mature in a motherly aspect because you're doing it sooner, but that doesn't make you a more mature person.
Right.
That's not how maturity works.
I feel like I'm still maturing even now. Like, it's
I'm always growing.
so easy to assume they're older because I think when I started watching, like when these reality shows became popular, we were their age. And so I forget that I aged and the contestants never did technically, because they all kind of stayed in that the pool that they were pulling from. Like every year it was just the same ages. So I'm like,
I do wish they would do a show for like older, I would love one for single parents. I think that'd be awesome to see, to be honest with you. I think it'd be great. But I do
Love
think
is Blind kind of does that. There's some older,
I don't like Love is Blind. I don't like it anymore. The first couple of seasons were great, and now it's trash. Like these people are random and crazy. Some of the stuff that's come out about them, I'm like flabbergasted. I'm like, how old are you? Like, it just I feel like that one is even more scripted than the other ones. And then the lawsuits they were getting because they were just feeding the cast alcohol and not even actually feeding them food. I was like, this show is crazy.
I feel like they all are that, it's all.
Well, at least we know Love is Blind feeds the.
Well, that, and then they picked older people. That's all. That's all I was trying to get out of. I was like, I've seen some older guys and girls that are.
Yeah, they definitely. They definitely kind of went up a little bit in age. 26, 27 is still. I still think you're still obviously maturing.
I'm always
being at our age. I do feel like
over 30.
Yeah. So there was one that
you are ready for marriage.
So one of them was 31, and I was like, "You're 31?" Like,
yeah,
But yeah, I think they would. I think it'd be lucrative if they did. So like even like Love Island in their. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love Love is Blind, but like a Love Island for like people who are like mid 30s, 40s would be awesome.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if there would be much drama though. I feel like it would just be all very like.
Okay, maybe not a Love Island,
boundaries respected, and like let's get. That's why I was saying like Love is Blind. They get into those conversations right away of like,
true.
What do you want?
But you know what though? I feel like hookup culture is that bad, even for people that are our age. Like, I know for me, it's ridiculous. Like, people just want to have like a conversation and then sleep with you, and then they're done. Like, you know what I mean? That's like the only thing that they're looking for. So I wouldn't be surprised if they created a Love Island for older, and the people were like dramatic because these women are like, I really want to be married like now, and like fighting over these dudes.
No, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Take it from me. I'm just kidding. I love my husband.
Hey, I was in a 13-year relationship and was not married. Ladies, please leave after 5 years. It ain't worth it. Anyway,
yes.
They don't put a ring on it. Like, goodbye.
Yes. So yeah. So what do you think of Jalen and Pepe as new Bombshells?
I think Pepe's hot. I mean, that's just what it is. He's a very good looking guy. The constantly saying he was an athlete was just a turnoff.
Yeah.
But I mean, he seemed really interested in Sierra, and I thought they had a really good conversation. But then, he
Well,
had
he
someone
says
else
he
on.
tells Sierra that Sierra is his type. And then he had a conversation
Yes.
with Hannah, and he said that Hannah is his type.
Type. I know. I don't.
And
I think women are his type.
exactly. It's exactly like you took the words out of my mouth. I was just like, I don't know how. Which I mean, he could have two types. I mean, but typically it's just like we have a type. That's why it's called a type, not types,
Right.
plural. So it was just, I thought that was funny, where he's just like, "You're my type, but you're my type," and I was like, he's kind of.
I also think some guys use it because they don't want the girl to feel some type of way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's definitely easy to lay it on the charm if you're like, "You're
like,
my
oh
type."
no, you're totally my type.
Yeah.
Like to a T. Like, I only go for girls. Like, don't lie to me.
Humor me. Don't lie to me. Yeah.
You know, you can still tell me I'm beautiful, absolutely, but don't tell me I'm your type if I'm
And then
not.
go turn around and tell homegirl, who's the complete opposite of me, that she's
I know.
she's your type.
Hair, skin color, like
Everything.
eyes, they're
like
all different.
complete opposites. That's why I was like, wait a minute.
I was like, just say
But
women are your type. You would have much better outcome of that. That threw me off. But I mean, from what I've seen so far, he's cool. I mean, he's chilling. You know, same with the other guy as well.
Jalen.
Yeah, he seemed very nice, very respectful.
He's really into Landria. They have good chats. Like his chats with the Landria are very like they flow naturally.
I do.
Like
I like that. I like them as a couple.
Yeah, I do too. So then after that, we've got a new female bombshell. Iris comes in. They turn the boys back around. And then Huda does the infamous backbend to watch her kiss Jeremy, calls her a bitch. Okay, it's enough now, bitch, or whatever she says.
Oh, I was just like, was she not restrained at all? Like, it seemed like
they were as tight in those things as we thought.
Because she looked like she knew what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
she's little, so I don't know where they put the cuffs for her. She
really bent. Like, I mean, I didn't see any other girl doing that.
Which is funny because Iris was saying that Jeremiah, like, she could sense some cracks in their relationship, and that she was kind of really into Jeremiah. And when she was walking in, she was saying that, like, I am gonna talk to Jeremiah. I'm here for Jeremiah and Nick, right? She was like, those were the two.
Yep.
And then she quickly moved and said she got the ick from Jeremiah because of Huda, and how all over Huda was, and how that next morning Jeremiah woke up with a big old hickey. It was like Huda was marking her territory.
Oh, that is absolutely.
Like, so
that's always a big turnoff. Like, why are you leaving a hickey on his neck? Come, like,
I mean, again, age and soul ties. Don't leave a hickey on me, please. And then
I mean, again, age. Like, I'm not saying I never had a hickey on my neck or gave somebody a hickey, but you're definitely trying to do something. Like, you're basically saying
have to. I feel like you have to,
my man.
Yeah, because it's not just like they don't just, oh shoot, there it is. It's like you gotta pull the capillaries, but burst all those capillaries. Like you're really putting it on there. Like she's marking him.
Yeah, which is an ick. I mean,
no, thank you. Yeah,
it definitely is. But I do like her. I think she's absolutely stunning. Very beautiful girl. I like that she's very quiet and, you know, not so like loud and in your face, and she's very respectful. Like she pulled people aside respectfully, you know, wasn't crazy. I think how she handled herself was great. She reminds me a little bit of Sierra. Like, I love how Sierra is so calm and
which is
so mature.
Ironic that she would go for Nick.
Yeah,
because they're so similar personality. So I can see where, but she pulls Nick for a chat after, and then I was watching this. I guess I was watching this in the car today, and my husband laughed in the background because Sierra goes, "What the fuck is so funny over there?"
I know.
They're cracking.
I did that too. I was like, And what's funny is that he just said there was a fly on your boob. Like it was really
he's
like the
but I don't
epitome
want to
of
like, it went in.
it was the epitome of something was actually like it was a genuine laugh because it was something that was like actually funny, and it's like, oh, what are they laughing about?
We're funny over there. Yeah. And
It was her face too. It was so great.
she is definitely worried. So
He is, because I think she likes Nick more than she gives off.
she does. I can't remember who she was. I need to really make better notes. So I hate saying this that I can't remember, but she was talking about how she really, really likes Nick.
Yeah.
They're like, he really likes you, but he's over here chatting, telling Iris
He chat with everyone.
So I don't know. And then so moving on, Huda and Jeremiah hang out in Soul Ties, and Huda wants Jeremiah to do more cutesy things. And yeah. So I don't know. Jeremiah, he says, I'd be forgetting about the small shit with everything else. So I don't know. I feel like he like victimizes himself a little bit, kind of like, you want me to do all this, but I'm dealing with all of this that you just put on me.
So I have two things. One, I don't think Jeremiah and Hood are good together.
No.
The reason why is because the type of man that she wants is not who Jeremiah is. Some guys like, Taylor and Ace and stuff, they understand women to a level where they get that you need to do those things sometimes. Some women like those things. Not all, some women are cool with just chilling. But, a lot of women, like to feel special. Making breakfast for her every day is what everybody does. So that's
Everybody's
not going
a breakfast. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not going to come off as special. It just isn't. So, I mean, I get what he's saying. Like, I make breakfast for you every day.
Yeah.
And so does everyone else. Or like we switch off. So I don't think Jeremiah is like, I think after what the guys were saying to him from, she's not really that into you, saying all that stuff. I think he's just like completely pulled out at this point. Like, I know he told the new girl that she was, he doesn't want to just like end, whatever. And I do think that plays into what you were saying from last episodes, where he's just trying to make her his number one so that he can get to the end. And I definitely think that might be what he's doing, unfortunately, because of it's not even just like the hot cold. It's like a completely different person than what we saw the first few days.
He's like so closed off. I'm almost kind of like, blink once if you're okay, because it's just, are you okay? I don't know. He's just not happy. He's not spicy.
No, you can completely tell his demeanor has completely changed.
Yeah. And I don't know if he's trying really hard to stay with her for the long haul, for the win, and he's just kind of stuck. I don't know if he's waiting, which I thought he was waiting for a bombshell, but then he told Iris that he was with Huda.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I don't know if he's just like, the guys that want the girls pull out all the stops. Taylor's making up all these dates. Ace is making up all these dates.
Yeah.
Hannah and Charlie are absolutely smitten for each other. Well, they were smitten.
Well, that's where I'm thinking like Jeremiah just might not, Huda wants the romantic kind of guy, and I just don't think Jeremiah is that.
Well, that's what Amaya told her too. Maybe he's just not a romantic guy.
Yeah, and that's that. It doesn't matter what you want. If that's not the kind of person he is, you can't push somebody to be who they're not.
You can't, and
it will never work.
Girl. Or my other thought was that he's not doing this cutesy stuff because he doesn't feel the need to make sure she doesn't go anywhere. She's locked in on him. There's no reason to, I got to make sure that she stays with me. I got to do all these things to show her that I like her. Like Taylor, when Pepe and when Jalen even was going after Olandria, he was like, oh, locked in, doing all these dates, doing all this cute stuff for Olandria. Like, I don't feel like Jeremiah feels like he needs to do that because Huda's so locked in on him that he's like, she's not going anywhere. Why would I go out of my way? And he doesn't seem like the type to go out of his way.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like the type at all. But yeah, I mean, that's also it could be both. Like he's just really, he thinks she's so locked in, he don't have to do any of those things. But him saying like, "Oh, you gave me a lot to think about," and what, sir? Like
I'll
I
give you a
understand you
day.
need
I'll
to
give you a few
process,
days.
but
There's no they're in this bubble. It's just them, 24/7. There's no outside influences. There's no people around aside from people in the villa. But there's
right.
like nobody there to interrupt anything. Like all he has to do is focus on her. All he has to do is think about it. So to take all this time to make sure, which I mean, on one hand, it's like take the time you need if you really feel the need to take that time, make sure it's what you want, but don't drag her along if you're not. And I feel like she's starting to feel that way,
Yeah,
that she's being kind of strung along at this
she's
point.
definitely starting to feel it.
And then he, the whole so like what he makes her breakfast the next morning. Oh no, that night they have a chat in bed and she's like, "Would you share your location?" And I was like, "Oh my God, don't do it now." No. No.
That comment was so weird. I was like,
She's like, "Do I have to worry about you? Would you share your location?" I'm like, "You guys have been together for a week." A week. And I feel like the location sharing is such a hot topic. I feel like I have Mike's location, but we've been married for
and he travels a
ever.
lot for work though.
Yeah. And I hardly ever use it. For me, it's mostly uh like if he takes the boys out to go do something and I'm trying to figure out like when they're coming back and like if I can watch another episode or if I have time to do this or that, or like I'm trying to gauge where my window of time is. Like I kind of follow his location. Okay, he's on his way. I've got about 30 minutes. Like I should probably wrap up what I'm doing so that I can be all in with the kids when they get home. But I feel like in a couple thing, like for her, I feel like for her it's going to be where are you and why are you there versus, oh, I just want to know where you are for safety
Mm-hmm.
or when you're going to be home so I can make dinner and know that I need to have it ready in 20 minutes or
I
you know
don't
what I
like the location thing
mean?
because I think husband and wife, like I have Live 360 and my
Yeah.
mom knows where me and my brother are at all times. And she likes it for her peace of mind. And it's kind of nice too. Like if I were stuck somewhere, especially if I'm traveling to them or something, she can just see where I'm at. So it is like kind of nice
Right.
to have.
And I've used it too, like when he's like, "Hey, come pick us up from wherever he's at," and I just pick it and then I can
Yeah,
get there
it
without having to be like,
is.
"Where are
I
you?"
agree in certain instances, it's fine. I think in relationships, like
It's a
if
red
you
flag,
can't
I
trust
think,
that person, you cannot be with them because you either
especially the
trust them.
context. Do I have to worry about you? Would you
Yeah,
share
if
your
you have to
location?
ask that question, then he's not the right one for you because the
Exactly.
person that makes you feel like you don't need to ask that question is going to be the person for you.
Right.
Like, I
And I feel like
understand she's scared, that everyone's going to leave her. I get that. Like, I,
so does Vicky.
it's everyone's had that happen to them. Well, not even that. It's just like, especially given the life I've had, like I've been burnt so many times. It's like, yeah, I get where you're coming from, but if you bring that into every single relationship that you're in, they're never going to succeed. You're going to come
Yeah,
off as crazy, which is unfortunately for this poor girl, they all think she is psychotic. That's
they
all the
do.
comments and videos I've seen, and I feel bad for her because I just feel like she has so much trauma that she's never dealt with before and didn't have a healthy outlet for it in any way, shape, or form, whether that be therapy or any kind of form. And I know some people use working out. You can tell though that she has not healed any of her past, and it's
She's
coming off
projecting.
in waves.
Yeah.
And I
She
feel
needs
bad. I really feel bad because some of the stuff that people are saying, it's sad because she's a single mom. You have no idea what went on with her and her ex. You don't know her life. Like some people do, act like this. And they're being recorded 24 hours a day. So I feel so bad for her. And I really hope that, her daughter's not watching the show or like, listening to some of the comments, because some people play them in the background, like not really
yeah.
thinking because I don't think it's okay that they're making her out to be this like psychotic person when I think that editing is just making her look really, really bad. The location thing was definitely
herself
weird, but you could tell she's super comfortable with him. And that's why she asked. You can really tell that she likes him that much. I don't think she should have asked it. I definitely think that was a red flag and she shouldn't be with him. But I do get where she's coming from, where she has that much trust and abandonment issues and she's projecting it because she trusts him so much.
He's never given any reason for her to think otherwise. He's told
he's talked to everybody.
I'm into Huda. He's never like he's kissed people in challenges, not out of challenges. And even the 2 challenges that like at the baseball game and all other ones, he's just very like or cheek kissing or like he just is not.
God, the Maya one was so awkward.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like he was stealing his statue.
Like stiff as a board. Yeah. So it's why it's like he's got all these instances and I'm just like he's never ever given you reason to doubt him. But you're just like, do I have to worry about you? So I think I can't wait to see Casa more. I think she's gonna lose her mind. I think and especially I feel like if they're still together for Casa more, they're gonna send in a bombshell that's gonna have or I guess it's Bombshells in Casa more. They're gonna send somebody in Casa more for
they're not bombshells technically. They're like I mean I guess you can call them I feel like Casa more is they kind of bring in one type of like whatever those guys end up liking.
Exactly. So I was like, they're going to bring somebody to draw Jeremiah. They're going to send Huda some kind of clip like they do. And she's going to absolutely lose her mind.
Yeah, she's going to, I really don't think they're going to make it to Casa more.
I don't think.
After these last couple of episodes, they're going to
especially after the pancake incident.
I'll tell you this. I don't think her asking Taylor to make her a pancake was crazy.
No.
I really don't think that was insane. I think Jeremiah getting upset was weird.
Well, he did it. So she told him that Taylor made her pancakes. She's like, the ones you made me were raw. I think she could have gone about how she told him a little different, but she did what she did.
Yeah, she said they were undercooked. Like they were undercooked. So she couldn't eat it.
And that Taylor helped her make. And so she was mad because if Taylor's making pancakes, you should jump right in. And he's like, I don't know why. Like, I think he didn't realize that she had asked him because they showed it later that she asked him for help. Now, and then he understood why, but she was just like, he's like, well, if he's already making pancakes, you just ask for some. Why would I jump in? So I was like, I understand where he's coming from there because, yeah, why would you just interrupt somebody?
Yeah, on both sides. I was just like, she shouldn't be mad at him. Taylor's already doing it. But then I don't think he should be mad at her for asking him to make her a I don't like that one was a weird one to me. That's where I think the imploding.
It just seems so like half-assed. Like,
yeah.
Here's your breakfast, but it's not cooked all the way and there's no protein. So I don't know. He's been making her breakfast. I don't know if he's bringing her. I know she works out a lot and needs the protein and that's why. But the first thing where's the protein or no protein? And then.
Yeah, she did say that. She's like, no protein. Especially if you know she has protein every breakfast, like.
That's why I was like, what's he been bringing her? Because all of a sudden it's like a problem. So has it been different? I don't know. I
haven't been watching when they bring them breakfasts because honestly, I don't care. But I guess I'm assuming that he's been making her. I know that one time I saw her with avocado toast, bacon, and eggs. I'm assuming that's what her norm is. And maybe he meant to make a protein pancake. I don't know.
Or somebody was making pancakes and he was just like, oh, there's already batter here. I'll make you some pancakes.
Yeah. That could have been it too. I think. Yeah, I mean,
like, I know you
maybe he didn't want to cook.
But they had a big old thing of pancake batter in a bowl. I just here's some pancakes, and then even if I got them and like you did the effort and they were like undercooked, depending on how undercooked they were, if it was like I'd eat around it, whatever, like no harm, no foul. Or down there, hey, like I appreciate it. These were a little undercooked. Is it okay if I go make some? Taylor's making some. Can I ask him to make me a couple more? Like I feel like there's again. They're not 35, so it's not going to be.
Yeah, it's an age thing. Like I feel like communication is so hard when you're that age because you feel so much. And because sometimes I try to like think back when I was that age, and I do think you're a little bit more in your feelings, especially with people that try to validate themselves so much, which, okay, look, I get it. Like, you can validate yourself, but communication is definitely something that you have to develop, which is why I think Sierra is so mature. I know she's not 23. I think she's 25 or 26. But the way
Sierra.
she communicates is so great. Like, it comes off so much more mature than her age, which is awesome. But that's where I think the disconnect is. Like, it could have just been, hey, your
She's
pancakes were under.
25.
Okay, she's 25. Yeah, I was like, I thought she was 25, but I thought maybe 26. That's where I was just like, it could have just been like, hey, your pancakes were undercooked. Can I go make some more? Or, hey, Taylor's making some. Like, he was right there. You know what I mean? Like, he was right in front of you. You could have asked. That's where I think the imploding is going to happen, because it just seems like they're fighting over really, like, very, very dumb things.
And they're acting married when they should be in a honeymoon phase. They're arguing over things that married couples, like,
old married couples, the stereotype.
Yeah, like, I've caught myself being like, I mean, we've been together for 15 years. I'm like, you don't really do the cute stuff for me anymore. And there's a lot going on, but it's like, I don't, that's, it's a shock to see them having these arguments when they've only been together a week. When they're all, like I said, back to the bubble thing, their focus is each other. Why are we having, and I feel like he disregards her feelings a lot when she brings up, like, this is bothering me, or I wish this. Are you serious? And, like, he just is very dismissive of her. And she brings that up. She says, when you do that, like, every time you have a problem with me, I'm here. I want to help you. I want to fix it. But when I bring it to you, you're just like, she's like, if he says, are you serious?
He definitely dismissed it. And I think that's why she got so pissed at the breakfast thing. She's like, I don't even want to eat. Like, I'm just walks away, because, and that's valid. Like, if you, and she is explaining herself in those moments correctly, saying this, what am I doing? Or, this is how I'm feeling. And when he laughed at her, I was like, that was wrong. That was the wrong way to go, buddy. Like,
he laughs at her a lot. Like, he's very, I think he's just very immature. I think he's just not.
I think he's very immature. I don't think that they're good together, because while I do think that not having a child matures you, I do think you can't necessarily be with somebody who's super immature, because then you'll end up treating them like a child, not meaning to, because your child's immature.
Right.
Like, I've had that conversations with people where I'm like, ooh, you're a little immature for me. Like, I don't want to have to talk to you like you're a kid, because that's the only way you're going to understand.
Be a partner. Yeah.
She needs, like, somebody that's equal to her.
Uh-huh.
On those aspects. Like, she is immature. Everyone's a little immature at times, but definitely he's very under the scale of that one.
Well, he later he says, like, if it takes one miscommunication about pancakes, then she's not for me. So I just, like, if they're not advancing in this environment, then there's a problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If you already can't live together very well, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's like
1000%.
You're spending all your time together. You should be moving on this trajectory, and they're just flatlined. So I would be curious to see how far this goes. Casa Amor will say a lot. I don't know how soon Casa Amor is. Usually like halfway,
Casa
right?
Amor won't be until the 20s.
Yeah, we probably got a little ways to go. Maybe another Bombshells.
We definitely have at least like 12 or 13 more episodes, I think, before they'll do Casa Amor. That's why I'm saying there's no way they're lasting. I give them
the girls pick next time too, so I'd be at the rate that
that's why I give them 2 recouplings. 2. Because I think the next one, I think we're gonna see him change.
Yeah, or I think Huda could even pick someone else.
Maybe. Or, we'll see.
What if she doesn't? Like, at this, she's kind of like coming to terms with the idea that he may not be for her, and she may start talking to other people just because.
I hope she does, but I just don't. I feel like she likes him so much that she won't
So
do
do
it
whatever it
until
takes to
he
fix it.
basically picks somebody else, and it's done. You see that right there. He picks someone else. That's not the one for you. I think until she sees it, I don't know if she's gonna let it go. Which that is, for some people, that is what it is.
I hope she figures her shit out because it's hard to watch. It's so hard.
Yeah.
So
It is. That's where I said I feel bad. I feel so bad for her because sometimes these shows do not bring out the best in people, and that's not who they actually are in character, and it is kind of sad because it's like, I get where you were, I get what you wanted out of this, but at the same time, maybe you weren't the right person to kind of go on there because you need to kind of work on A, B, and C before you try to do a show like this.
oh yeah, she needs to go do her before she brings to
Yeah.
yeah. She's because she's 24. She had her daughter when she
23.
was 19,
Yeah.
18, 19.
She's 23. I
Okay.
think she says she's
So
turning, her daughter's 5 this year. I think she's turning 4 this year. I mean, 25 this year.
okay, yeah. So she had her daughter when she was 20-ish.
19, 20.
19, 20,
Yeah.
we'll say. So if you think about it, like her whole life has been focused on her daughter. Not her whole life, but like her, like that's a primitive,
No, it is.
time
And that's where I say the maturity thing. Yes, in some aspects, her being a mom, but your early 20s, you're learning a lot. You're learning things you like and you dislike. And you're supposed to go to college. I mean, I didn't go to college. I went to college kind of. You're supposed to, it's supposed to be fun times. Yeah, I mean,
Good life.
it's supposed to be your time for exploring and,
Getting to know
doing
yourself.
new things.
And even if you do, I mean, Mike and I were young when we got married and it works, obviously. Like, I mean, we matured together,
Right.
but if you're not maturing together, then it's just like you need to figure life out.
Well, and that
And it's a
was
young
exactly my ex and me. We matured apart.
part.
We
Yeah. And it
both
happens. It's
It
sad
does,
it
and
happens.
it's okay that happens. It's not That's the crazy thing, is that people look at it like it's so bad, but it's not. Like, we realized that we were not good together. Our personalities clashed so much as we grew up, and yes, we have a daughter together, but and that's why we have such a great co-parenting relationship, but it's like, it is what it is, and people need to be more accepting of that. Like, it's okay if you grow apart. Yes, you spent, a lot of time with that person, but if they're not your person, they're not your person. And trying to force being together is the worst thing you can do. I mean, it
That's
just
what I think
is.
she's trying to do. I think she's going to try
Yep.
to make it work no matter what. She keeps trying to fix his problems. And it's like, you've only been with the guy for 10 days or whatever.
It's not even his problems. That's him. That's who he is right now as a person.
She's trying to
There's nothing.
mold him into this person. I'm curious, and it's none of my business, and I don't need to know, but I would be curious to know what happened with her daughter's father.
Yeah, I
Like,
didn't want to look into that because I don't want to make any prejudgments, because I feel like unless it's coming from one of them.
Right. No, I don't want to, like I said, it's none of my business. I just would be curious.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see. But again, they're young. Like, with, like, my stepdad had married, right out of high school with his ex. They had, they were married very young. She cheated after they had their son, and he was divorced by the time he was 23, which is, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's, that's what happens. Maybe they were in love and they, she got pregnant, and, the situation just didn't, sometimes having a kid with somebody, you realize that really was not.
For sure. Kids really throw
first
a
you should
wrench
add a kid
into relationships. Yeah. It's
I know that on 2 instances.
yeah. So yeah.
Just kidding. One dad is okay.
So I don't know if he's trying to make her break up with him, or if he's just kind of, like, if I'm mean to her, she'll leave me, kind of like, time will tell. I think we just need to ride them out and see what happens. But yeah, I think she's going to try to pull out all the stops to make it work for her. And he's just probably going to
100%.
ride along because he wants to get to the end. That's my theory. That's just my opinion.
No, I agree with it. It's going to be one way or the other. They're either going to implode and just be done, or they're gonna go to the end and then we're gonna hear like a day
breakup,
later
6 months,
they're
6
broken.
weeks, 2 weeks, whatever. Something weird's gonna happen. I just wish I knew what, like, I don't think it has anything to do with her daughter. I think he got the ick. I think he got the ick somewhere, and I don't know why.
It's probably the I think it's the kid things that she says to him, like, "Well, you did a good job,"
yeah,
or
good job,
I think
buddy.
that gave
Yeah,
him the ick. And I think that now knowing that she has a kid, he thinks that she's treating him like a kid.
facts. Yeah,
And it's kind of like, I don't want to be treated like a kid. I also think I really don't like saying over communicates, because I don't think that that's necessarily negative, but I do think she over communicates a little bit too much, because I feel like some of the conversations they have, but they're not like, they're the same, but they're like different. She's asking different things or she's saying different things, but they're in the same kind of context. Like, kind of like she's repeating herself, but asking different questions or answering different questions a different way, but it's kind of like the same thing. And just from some of their arguments or disagreement, whatever you want to say, I do think that that's also an ick too, because she's constantly explaining herself and, you know, well, why are you, when she said, when the guys were talking about her, why didn't you defend us? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you,
oh,
it's
yeah,
like,
why are you letting them talk about me?
that is an ick. Like, somebody constantly like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? We're like, whoa, relax. Like, and maybe if
Yeah,
he hadn't have been weird, it would have came off differently. But I
pointing the
do
finger
think
a
how
lot.
she, again, it's personalities. Like, sometimes you're just not good for the person, you guys clash. He doesn't calm you down. He doesn't reassure you, and you're too much. Not saying she is, you're too
I
much
think he
in a
does think she
sense
is.
for him.
Yeah, I
And
think
people
he
need to be okay with
I
that.
think
Like,
she's
it's, when people, I hate when they go, "Oh, you're just too much." It's like, no, I'm just too much for you. Like, I'm not too much
exactly.
for another person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yes, I've been told that many times. So yeah, I know how that feels.
Oh, I get told I never shut up because of my ADHD. So I'm with you there. Like,
Somebody
the
out
people that
there is gonna wanna
understand
hear you
me,
chat,
don't say
girl, let
that.
me tell you. I'm here. It's me. Hi. I'm just kidding.
I know, right? I'm like, like the people that really get me or like understand me or like understand ADHD on a better level, they're always just like, they don't mind how I talk. But then like, I have even a friend, like a really long time friend, she's like, God, you just like never stop talking. Like, you never have things to like stop talking about. And it's like, okay, I won't talk then, because I thought you're either gonna get one or the other.
I
Like,
feel the
if you
empty
don't like
air.
what
I
I'm
don't
doing,
know.
then I'm just gonna stop talking, because then I don't want to feel like I'm too much to you.
You're fine. There's a pot, or is a lid for every pot, is it they say?
Yep,
A lid for
a
every
lid
pot?
for every
Yeah.
pot.
All right, well, moving back into the villa. It seems like a lot of people are just having chats. We got Nick with the yoga date. Leaving that yoga date. He's like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, just follow Ace for examples. That was cute. Ace and Shelly.
Well, I mean, at least he was honest. Like, that's,
Yeah,
I
no, I
mean,
was like, I took this class. And then
I loved when Ace was doing the essentially humping move, and he was like, I'm good with all
like
techniques.
down,
Yeah, he was like, I'm good with all techniques.
He's
Whatever
like,
you guys.
I'm good with variations.
It was so great. It was so perfect.
I loved that. And then we got Pepe and Sierra pulled for a chat, which I thought this was ballsy. He did it right in front of Nick. She's sitting there with Nick. Pepe walks up and he goes, "You want to go for a chat?" And Nick's like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Not like, yeah." So that chat went well.
Love the
I
bold
know
ones
Sierra's
though.
saying she's hoping for a bad chat, and it went well.
Yep.
So, and then yeah, everybody's just chatting. Iris and Ace chatting. I feel like Iris is intimidated by Ace a little bit. I think he is like super suave, super player, super like, I don't want to say player, super suave and like cool guy. And I think she's like a little overwhelmed by it.
Yeah.
So I think Ace thinks that he kind of has a chance with Iris, but I don't think she's gonna.
Yeah. I don't think she's into it.
I don't think she's, she is not feeling it. So
No.
We end the episode with Hannah and Pepe in the speakeasy
Woo!
while Charlie is chatting with Shelly, and Shelly's telling him such great editing, because I don't know if this happened simultaneously. It was
Right.
She was just like, you have to worry about her. She's probably just going to chat, get to know him. She won't kiss him. And meanwhile,
I know, it was so great.
Landing on his lap and making out with him, which I thought, I was like, that's hot. Like, that's steamy. Like, you go, girl. Like, go for it. Do your
perfect
thing. It was just perfect editing that Shelly's over here telling Charlie not to worry.
I know.
Don't worry until she tells you to worry. Just like wild. So I think it would be kind of neat to see that there, because Hannah and Charlie don't have any kind of like drama. Like, they're very like in their own little bubble. They're very in their own world. So to have something come in and throw a bombshell into that would be, I can't wait to see it unfold. So I think we're definitely going to have a recoupling on our next episode. Girl's Choice.
Yes.
So who do you think Iris is going to pick?
I don't know. I still want to see her talk a little bit to some of the guys. I want to see if she talks to Jeremiah again. I'm really interested in that. And then, yeah, I want to see her talk to a couple more people and then kind of get a feel. Because right now I'm unsure.
Because I'm very unsure. She feels the tension in the relationship between Jeremiah and Huda, and she said from the get-go that Jeremiah was like, she was really interested in Jeremiah. So I think she probably might try to chat with him a little more as things kind of unfold. Yeah. And I think she might want to see what Huda's going to do. They always pick the order of people in it interesting. So I don't know who's going to go first. Is it going to be Iris or is it going to be Huda? Because I feel like if Iris goes first, she could pick Jeremiah, which could send Huda off the rails.
Right.
But I think if Huda goes first, Huda's obviously going to pick Jeremiah, and then I think Iris would just go pick Nick.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. That's why I want to see. I want to see a little bit more, because I'm really curious to see. I just want to see more I need more conversations than the ones that we had.
Yet.
Yeah, she's kind of a. Yeah.
Could Alandria pick Jalen?
I know. That's what
I don't know.
Yeah, this recoupling is going to be interesting. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here.
We got Hannah, Alandria, and Iris, who are our three, I think, wild cards when it comes to this recoupling. Because I don't know if Alandria is going to pick Jalen or if she's going to hurt with Taylor. Hannah, after all that in the speakeasy, is she going to stick with Charlie? Is she going to try to feel out Pepe? And then you're going to say Iris, obviously, because she's bombshell. She's not coupled. She's single. Yeah. So I don't know. I think time will tell, and it'll be interesting. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm really curious to see where this is going to go, because it's already pretty entertaining. So it's going to be interesting who ends up getting serious, who ends up going home. So yeah, I just need a little bit more, because I feel like right now they were so focused on Jeremiah and Huda that overshadowed, and now we're seeing a lot more of the other couples. Yeah. So I'm just more curious to see what's going to happen here, because this next recoupling is going to be very, very interesting. It's going to kind of show where people are at.
It's going to get serious. I feel like everybody's going to be like, oh shit, we're like really into this, because I mean, there's so many ways people could go, and that it's going to be like a domino effect. Like if Iris picks Nick, who's Sierra going to pick? If Sierra picks, Pepe, is Hannah going to go for Charlie? Or it's just, is Landria going to go for, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's so up in the air, and it's going to have such repercussions, I think, for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
So, well, if you don't have anything else, we can wrap it up. And I want to say that's it for today. And make sure to follow, subscribe, and share if you love the drama. And we will catch you next time on Who Gave Her a Mic. Bye.
Bye.
Gave her a mic from reality to spilling the tea. Seriously, like, what the fudge? She's got no credentials. She doesn't even go to this school. Is no one seriously gonna take it away from her? Oh my God, no. Just gotta sit here and pretend that this normal. I guess this is just the end of the. Who gave her a